Hello, everyone. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the AIOS Scientific Committee, Dr. Amit and Dr. Venkatesh, for giving me an opportunity to speak today in front of a very distinguished audience. My topic for today is potential applications of AI in glaucoma. Here are my disclosures. We live in an era where AI helped predict the coronavirus outbreak even before it happened. So this could be the potential power of AI in glaucoma as well. Before we delve into the topic itself, what is AI? AI is the development of computer programs that model intelligent behavior with minimal human input. Deep learning is a subset of AI that's the latest and most powerful AI tool. It uses a data driven approach to teach a computer how to solve a task. So, given inputs and their desired outputs as examples, the computer learns to solve a task by itself. Here, for example, you have a discentered image, and the output could be glaucoma or no glaucoma, and the deep learning model learns to extract the features of glaucoma from this image and classify this image whether it has glaucoma or not. They are also called as convolutional neural networks because they consist of a large collection of mathematical functions arranged in layers that mimic the way neurons work in the brain. Ophthalmology and glaucoma, in particular, are highly dependent on imaging and make them prime areas for AI application. Glaucoma, as we all know, poses a challenge for all of us when it comes to early diagnosis and determining progression. And uh, is a deep learning is very well suited for this because it learns to identify subtle features and extract additional features beyond those provided and maximize the network's ability to discriminate between healthy and glaucomatous eyes. So the scope of AI and glaucoma has been evaluated in the context of screening, diagnosis, in detecting progression, as well as in prediction. And fundus images, OCTs, visual fields, as well as a multimodal approach has been evaluated. When we look at deep learning in color fundus photographs, we all know that optic nerve head and RNFL assessment remain the mainstay for clinicians to detect structural change. With advent of portable and inexpensive fundus cameras, especially in low resource or telehealth settings, has made it especially useful in the application of screening. A lot of my work at Remedio has also revolved around the application of AI using color fundus photographs in collaboration with several institutes like Arvindai Narayan Nethralaya, as well as Queen's University in Canada. The novel AI algorithm developed actually consists of two components. One is an automated segmentation model that outlines the disk and the cup to give a vertical cup to disk ratio. And the second is a classification model that gives a recommendation for referral or not for those with suspect or likely glaucoma, along with the presence of activation maps. And this entire system has been deployed offline on the edge on a smartphone based fundus camera, such that you can get a report within 10 seconds without the need of internet or cloud based inferencing. These are examples of the segmentation model where you can see the automated outline of the disk and cup along with the output of the cup to disk ratio. And here are examples of the class activation maps in the referable glaucoma model. Here we can see classical features like notches with RNFL defects along with increased cup to disk ratio and neuroretinal thinning and beta peripapillary atrophy being highlighted by the model. This shows that the AI was able to identify classical features similar to what clinicians would use in the clinic. The accuracy of this referable model was also tested on independent test sets with very promising results comparable to other global research groups and with a distinct advantage of being deployed offline on a portable smartphone-based camera. with this, now we are looking at validating this in real world settings. When we look at deep learning in using OCT images, four main approaches have been tried. One is a glaucoma classification based on measured thickness, thickness maps, and deviation maps with very promising results. However, the main limitation of this approach is that the measured thickness is influenced by RNFN and GCIPL segmentation errors. So in order to overcome this, another approach that has been tried is glaucoma classification from segmentation-free 2D scans, with again results which are outperforming the previous approach. The third one which has been tried is a glaucoma classification from segmentation-free 3D OCT volumetric scans with promising results. While this approach was able to utilize all the glaucoma-related information, the training process turned out to be very cumbersome and costly. The fourth approach is a machine-to-machine approach wherein OCT measurements like RNFL thickness, GCIPL thickness, and BMO MRW measurements were being predicted from fundus photograph. This allowed for objective and quantitative estimates of OCT parameters when OCT is actually not available. Strategies for automated detection from visual fields have also been tried using machine learning classifiers with the use of individual threshold values and clinical indicators like mean deviation and pattern standard deviation. Lee et al. Group used the pattern deviation probability map to distinguish between normal and glaucoma. And Ashoka et al. Went a step ahead where they were even able to distinguish pre-perimetric visual fields from healthy eyes. In order to leverage on spatial information within visual fields to detect localized changes, groups have also used this spatial information in machine learning classifiers to result in improved results. Of note is that these models are usually trained with only with reliable tests and may not be able to identify unreliable exams, which are commonly encountered in the clinics. Strategies for determining evaluating progression using AI has also been looked at. And strategies for determining progression include event-based and trend-based analysis. And the current softwares assess progression using global indices, mean deviation and visual field indices, or a point-by-point analysis. However, all of these approaches have certain limitations. They can miss subtle changes, assume a constant rate of progression, or typically evaluate progression rates of a single visual field test point independent of adjacent test points, and usually require a large number of visual fields to be able to detect progression. Some of these limitations have been addressed by AI. The group by Wen et al. Were actually utilized an unfiltered real-world data set of up to 30,000 visual fields to train a deep learning model that was able to predict visual fields up to 5.5 years from a single visual field with good correlation of predicted and actual future visual fields. As you can see here, it currently identified no progression in a neurological field over a 1-year time. And here you can see in the third image where a incomplete superior arcuate scotoma, the AI actually predicted accurate progression, and it was comparable to the actual future visual field. However, since only a single visual field was used, a baseline visual field was used in this, was not able to predict when and how soon the progression could occur. So there are groups like Burchik et al. Which used unsupervised learning to improve the estimation rates of progression and prediction of future patterns of visual field loss. Currently, there's work that is ongoing where we are looking at AI beyond a single modality to improve accuracy of diagnosis and prediction. For example, an AI that combines the structure and function, a multimodal AI that combines risk factors, clinical exam, and additional tests, and also an AI that looks at the predicting the genetic risk of developing glaucoma. While there are several benefits of utilizing AI, it also comes with a lot of challenges. Some of them being requirement of a large amount of data set, ensuring good diversity in the training data with respect to image quality or ethnicity or representation of disease, using reliable ground truth or reference standards to compare, understanding the black box nature of the model, or generalizing the model beyond the unseen data, validating it in prospective clinical trials, medical, legal, and ethical considerations, regulatory hurdles, and even patient and clinician acceptance. While the technical challenges are undeniable, AI could positively impact glaucoma practice, and clinicians need to have an open mind to embrace this technology. In the short term, it can enable cost-effective screening, can be used as a clinical decision support system to reach a diagnosis and help in triage of patients as well. And in the long term, it can help in glaucoma, in identifying glaucoma progression, as well as in AI-based genetic profiling. In conclusion, a successful clinical adoption of robust algorithms will ultimately be achieved if the implementation is safe, evidence-based, and meaningful in improving patient outcomes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Divya. It was an excellent talk, very patiently delivered, lot of new information delivered.